Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. Today we are back in Hermitville, and I'm trapped. That's unlucky. The reason we are back in Hermitville is Hermitland. That's right. Today I want to create a second minigame. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what about Siege of Doom? No one's even played Siege of Doom yet. And that is correct. It turns out that it's extremely hard to get majority of the hermits to be available for recording at one time. Obviously because of time zones and because of personal lives and all of those things, it is a little bit tricky, but don't worry, it's still something on my agenda that we will get to play this game. And by the looks of things, most hermits are actually interested. So that is to come, and we have a lot of diamonds to claim from this game once we actually play it. I think 12 hermits or so have signed up, so that's 120 diamonds, 60 diamonds profits, which is great. However, 60 diamonds profit is still not enough to reach 200 in case we would lose the build-off that we're currently having with Mumbo. So I've come up with a new minigame, a minigame that can be played over and over again and hopefully generate a lot of diamonds for us. And I'll be honest, at the moment this is only an idea in my head and I'm not even sure if it's gonna work out or if I'll run into some issues that means that I can't really do it the way I want to do it. But I'm gonna attempt it and we'll see how things goes. And I've selected this very area right here just because of this little hill. I kind of want to build this game into that hill, and it's also sort of a prime location from the entrance, so hopefully it will be visible. So what is the plan for this minigame? Well, the plan is to make something completely random. Something completely random, something that you can win or get defeated in completely based of luck. And the luckier you are, the more prizes you get, and the more prizes, the more diamonds, or something along those lines. Oh, another raid coming in here. Every day in Hermitville there are like 100 raids. Poor cow. So it may be a little bit tricky to understand fully how we're gonna achieve this, but I think if you bear with me, we'll hopefully get there. So we're gonna start by having a long tunnel. Basically, the entire game is a long tunnel. And the further you get in this tunnel, the better chances you have of coming out with a great prize. But like I said, everything is going to be random. It's gonna be really random. So to start, we're gonna have a door right here, and this door will open randomly. Will open randomly after the user inputs a diamond. So you put a diamond in a chest, and the door will randomly open or not open, and in which case you have to put another diamond in and wait to see the result again. Now, once you finally get the door open, you will be presented with a long tunnel, and this long tunnel will have a retractable floor right here. And guess what? As you run through the tunnel, the floor will randomly open. And if it opens, you lose and you'll have to get back to the beginning and try it all over again. However, should you succeed, there will be another door, and this time that door will open if you reach the end of this bridge or retractable door area. And then more tunnel. Yep, more tunnel. Did I not say that this is going to be a game of tunnel? Random tunnel? So this time there will be pistons sitting on the side of the wall, sort of like this. And as you walk through, there is a random chance that these pistons will extract or extend, and making it so that you fall all the way back to the beginning of the game. Now here's where it gets interesting. As you complete these sections, you have a chance to take your prize and leave the game. So right here, after you finish the retracting floor, you can decide to leave the game with a lower price than what you could potentially get if you reach the next section. And I say potentially because, like I said, this is gonna be random. It's gonna be random. But enough explanation. I hope that I've explained this in a way that you can understand it. I'm not gonna lie, I am confusing myself a little bit, but I got a ton of work to do in order to get anywhere with this. And I've got 2 sections planned so far. I'm hoping to come up with a third one so that we can have 3 sections and 2 exits and then a final prize room sort of thing. And hopefully there's enough space to do this under, yeah, there should be enough space to do this under this mountain. And that should be the first step of the minigame completed. The door. The door. This is ridiculously complicated. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna run into so many issues, but this door should work with this button here. So if I press this button, the system will check if it gets a diamond from this chest, and if it doesn't, nothing happens. But if it does get a diamond, there's currently I programmed it to be a 50% chance to open the door with that randomizer. So we have a diamond in here. Let's press the button, and yep, we actually succeeded. So in that regards, we paid 1 diamond and we got through the door, and we can start the minigame. Let's see if we can make it fail. So put in another diamond, and I've also made this so that you can put a bunch of diamonds in here. It should only ever take out 1 diamond, which is nice. This time it succeeded again. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to raise the chance so that it's less than 50% chance. Right, here we go again, and yes, this time it failed. So we just hear 1 note block and we can't get through the door. So then the idea is that you'd have to spend more diamonds to get through the first door. And I'll be taking all of those diamonds, which I hope that people will try and play this a lot. And the good thing is, of course, that this does not accept any other item. So if I try with andesite, for example, it's not going to do anything. But it takes the andesite, so you don't even get to keep your andesite. So now that we managed to get past the first door, comes the first challenge room, and this one is going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to have pistons on either side with a retracting floor of sorts, and then we're going to run a tripwire in the very beginning here, and then leave it a percentage chance to open the floor. And in case it opens, well, you know the drill. We'll send the player right back to the beginning, and they'll have to pay a new diamond to try again. And this segment was a lot easier than the door, because this is simply a tripwire that's hooked up to a randomizer and pistons. So if we run across, we fail. It's 50% at the moment, and I definitely will calibrate the chances as I go along. Try again. Yeah, we made it that time. And I've triple checked this. There shouldn't be any way of beating it if it opens, even if we jump here. And we have speed boost at the moment from Cubfan's Ravager run, so looking pretty fail safe. So this is section number 2, and this one is inspired from Punch Out, I think it's called, where the competitors has to run across a ledge like this, and randomly they may get punched in the head. And this was actually trickier than I thought it was going to be, because of how the server lags a little bit and timings and that sort of stuff. So this pressure plate has a chance of triggering this block. And I also needed to make sure that whenever it does trigger it, it stays extended like this, because otherwise you could just let it trigger and then pass. So this time it didn't trigger, and now I should be able to pass. But yeah, I have it currently set to 50%. On each one of these, and there are 5 different punchers. I don't know what that equates to chance wise, but yeah, I don't think there's a lot of chance to get across here, because I haven't succeeded a single time. Just want to see, so you could potentially do that and then go to the next one, and then sneak onto the next one, sneak onto the next one. Oh my goodness, am I gonna make it now that I'm going this slow? I am! I just made it! Not a single one triggered. Okay, so this time this triggered. So what I want to see, if I go back, I could always win, right? I go back, this pressure plate doesn't actually do anything. And then I go forward, I go back, I go forward. Oh no. I don't want you to be able to trick these things. Now this is getting painfully hard to get right, and I can see what I'm doing here. So imagine when we have this all covered up down here as well, it's gonna be really hard. Oh yeah. It's really tough now. So what I did was I added a delay on each of the idling pressure plates. So every other pressure plate has the random factor where the one in front of it either extends or doesn't extend at a 50% chance. And then the next one, this one has a delayed random delay. So I have different delays on all of them push off with the player. So you cannot be idling on these pressure plates. Of course, people that run this specifically for the first few times, it will take a little bit of time to learn. And I don't know how easy this would be right now. It's really, really tough. There is, however, one little issue with this, and that is this. Yeah, you can totally just do that and you are winning. So I gotta change the ice out. The idea with the ice was that it was to be a little bit slippery. Right, so let's see. Can I skip through this? Oh no. Oh no, you can? Oh, that sucks. That's really, really sucks. The wipeout. No jumping allowed. Yeah, that takes care of that. So the third challenge and the final channel? The final challenge is going to be the toughest. I want this one to be really, really, really tough. And I'm considering adding some sort of door here that once you go through, you can't go back. So you can't like try this and then decide to exit. All right, so let's try this out. So we go through and there's no return. Yeah, I like that. That means that you kind of have to commit for this last room. This one is going to be the trickiest of all of these. And it's not just gonna be, it's gonna be random, but it's also gonna require skills. And I kind of feel like that adds a little bit of mind games to it as well. This thing here definitely could be skilled, I think. I think if you're very clever with how you step on these. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit skill-based here, whereas the first one is completely random. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of random elements here, and there's certainly going to be a lot of random elements here as well. I am thinking a tunnel that changes its floor randomly throughout, and maybe even divided up in a few different sections, so that you sort of have break checkpoints, I guess. Yeah, checkpoints. I have no idea what I'm doing, and this may be completely chaos, but I think this could be doable. We have to be a little bit clever about how we place down these pistons. So these pistons are going to extend blocks out randomly like this, and then your goal is to be able to jump over them and reach the end of the room. And then I would also like to have some that just punches you. So some of these that stay extended for a while, and some of them will just punch you randomly from the top. And yeah, we're of course going to do this on both sides on random intervals that are not matching up to each other. Redstone wise, I don't think this is going to be too tricky actually, because we'll have our randomizers there. We're going to base it all off a slow clock, and we're going to pulse extend it. And then we're just going to run wires into these droppers based off of that signal. And using repeaters and different positioning of repeaters, we can make this pulse stay extended for the remainder of the pulse extender. So in this example, since I'm powering this dropper immediately, the item will get stuck in the hopper because the hopper will get locked, or the dropper will get locked. So that means that we get a longer pulse and this stays extended for longer. And then for the punchers, we should be able to use the same line, but just power the block underneath, so we're not directly powering the dropper, and that should give off a quick little punch. So these two will be punching. Right, let's have a look then. So this is where we would be starting, and they stay extended for a fair amount of time. And oh, this is going to be ridiculously tricky. Now I'm going to have the same on the other side, and then use the other end of the slow clock to pulse the other side, so that they sort of alternate. But as you can see, it is definitely random for when they extend, but it's also a little bit tricky to anticipate exactly when they are to extend because of the repeater differences that I have. I'm now completely out of repeaters, and I've got 30 redstone dust left. I have to head back to the island to restock, and I may even have to go on a 1-hour mining session, because I yeah, 36 redstone dust. That's not gonna cut it. I've been spammed in my comments and on my Twitter that I have a present on my island. And so I thought before I go through... Well, I don't know if that is the present, but that... I wondered why there was ice here one day. This is the Ice Queen. I mean, I recognize her build style. I gotta say, I'm actually quite happy that she has made a little outpost base here, I suppose, because the island is massive and it's getting a little bit lonely. I'm used to build close to her and we lived together for so long. Oh, she even brought a freaking dog here as well. What? Why is the redstone in here? Alright, I guess it's a work in progress. Anyway, I've been told that I've got a present somewhere on the island from someone. I've got so much messages that someone has delivered me a present. I am guessing that it would be in my storage room. So I read through my comments again, and Stress is the one to give me a present somewhere. So because I couldn't find it, I went and sent her a message. Turns out that the redstone in there is the present for us, which is absolutely perfect. I was... And here I am thinking that this was some kind of decoration. Because she's done the whole amethyst thing back in the lab, so I thought, well, maybe ruby. But, I mean, this is absolutely perfect. And that's a full stack of redstone blocks. I mean, that is really good timing. Thank you ever so much, Stress. And, hi. Thank you. Do you want food? Do you eat carrots? No, you're not a rabbit, are you? Sorry. I just want to say, my dogs absolutely love carrots. It's their favorite. I've got 2 dogs and they love carrots. As in, I give them carrots instead of bones, and they love it. Well, it took a lot longer than I originally thought that it would, but the green section, as far as the redstone bits go, is now completed. So I got 2 sections. I should definitely lower my audio though, so I can hear. I got 2 sections done with a checkpoint in the middle, and the theory is that if you make it through the first one, you can take a breather and kind of chill over there. However, there's no exit, so once you're there, you have to complete it or just fail it. And I think this is going to be extremely hard. So yeah, I'm gonna give you my best shot. This may take a while. Good. Ah, dang it! I think that the trick with this is to have a little bit of patience. That being said, I've now been stood here for 4 minutes trying to look for the perfect opportunity. I also just gotta throw myself out there, I guess. Oh, yes! Yes! I did it! Patience is key! Okay, and then this one is pretty much the same, but this clock is slightly faster. So, and then the positioning of the blocks is different, of course. Oh, I did it! I did it! Oh my goodness, I actually did it! Yes! The reason I'm so overly excitedly happy about that is because this is tough. I've created something that is extremely tough, but it is doable. And I just proved it. It is doable. It can totally be done, and I don't have to change anything. It's tough though. The reward for getting all the way to the end has to be worth it, because in reality, in this test run, I would probably have spent about 7 diamonds to get there, and then I know a little bit about it, so I reckon unless you're super lucky in this game, you're probably going to end up spending 10 diamonds to get to the very end. Now, obviously, there are still things that remain to be done. I need to decorate this a little bit. I'm thinking of going with a very stone sort of look, though, and these colored bands. I think that looks pretty good, but I have to do the exits. I have to do the instruction room so that people understand the rules. No jumping for this one. No jumping for this one either, because you can actually make it if you jump. And then I have to lit up this tunnel down there and make it all fancy and pretty. And then I have to make the prices. I have to make the prize room and all of that stuff. But for now, we're going to take a little bit of a break from this project because I have a very, very important meeting to go to with the architect boys. I've come up with an idea, a pitch that I want to do for Sahara that I think is going to bring us to the next level. Where is he on his way? Have you spoken with him? Where's Mumbo?
Mumbo's, yeah, This isn't the first time that he's not showed up to a meeting.
Yeah, I know. This is getting standard, to be fair.
Architects is just me and you at the moment.
I wonder what we have to do to get him to a meeting. It's like lure him with a cake that is tech-based and redstone based next time.
Just leave a trail of redstone to his
yeah. Like Hans and Greta. It's the Swedish name for that series.
You know what? We're not gonna put up with this. I know something that will remind him to come to meetings, and we can get him here. Come on, follow me.
All right.
I think you'll know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Oh, am I?
He's not
okay.
gonna be happy.
Yes.
Oh man, it's been a long time since I've used this. I reckon what we do is we take his mustache and we just put that in the meeting. That way,
he's there in spirit, regardless.
Yeah, he's there in. He's literally in spirit. All right, let's just play it. Let's just play. I'm not paying for my own mustache machine.
No, don't be silly.
Take that mustache away.
I was gonna say we're.
Oh,
this doesn't get old, Grian.
Machine doesn't get old.
Oh, nice. Oh my goodness! Look at that.
There he is. There it is.
That's such. You can clearly tell it's his mustache. It's oiled. It's waxed. It's perfect.
We can take this anywhere.
It's like a mobile mustache, mobile mumbo. I love it.
Mobile mustache. All right, all right, now we can put him in the meeting room with. Pop him on here, shall we? Let's make a little mumbo. We'll make a little mumbo.
Yes.
Get his mustache on here. Oh, there it is. First time.
That's brilliant.
Hold on. We need to
eyes. We need eyes. Yes.
Get some eyes.
Perfect. There we go. Sorry, what the heck?
No, he's gonna have the same eyes.
Yeah. But wait.
Oh man.
Got the perfect touch.
It's like he never left. Mumbo, you made it to the meeting. How
nice.
great. Okay.
You
right,
Iskall.
Iskall has an idea to share with us.
Yes. I got a pitch, Mumbo. And you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Right. Can I pitch something, Grian? You're the CEO, and I feel like out of my place here, but I do have a pitch.
Okay, I'm listening. Mumbo's listening.
Good. I want to build Sahara Prime. I want a section of Sahara that you can buy into through a membership, a lifetime membership, and that grants you access to super cool stuff like kits and stuff, and then also it's just faster delivery.
So they pay us to buy more stuff.
Exactly. They pay us to buy more stuff. Yes. That's the best. Okay, that's the best marketing campaign ever. That's internally, that's how you do business. So they pay us to buy more stuff.
They pay us to buy more stuff.
Yes,
and
basically.
Sahara does take a little while, so a faster buying method, genius. Yeah. It's genius. What do you think, Mumbo?
Yeah, really sounds good. Yeah, let me have a cup of tea. He seems to love it.
Mate.
Okay, so one of the main things with the Sahara Prime idea would be delivery speed. So what I'm thinking is we raise a new, impressive, but smaller, more exclusive warehouse. And we separate it from the original warehouse.
Okay, so where are you're thinking over here?
I'm thinking,
over here.
In this very corner. And this is up to you because you are the master architect. But if we can have something poke out from this building and sort of, yeah, I'm not even going to suggest anything.
How much space do you need? I mean, I don't know how much redstone. I don't want to build it and then you go, this isn't enough space. How big?
Yeah, I haven't done the calculation. Not very big, like 21 blocks by 21 blocks.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you lay out the blocks like this for me,
yes.
And then I'll build the warehouse.
Yes.
And then we'll get Sahara Prime. We can't do Sahara Prime. It's too close to competitors on the interwebs.
I see. Yeah.
Sahara Fast, Sahara Rapid,
Sahara Fire,
Sahara Quick. No, again, that's taken.
Okay.
Sahara Now,
Sahara now. I like that.
Now.
Sahara now. Now Sahara. Sahara now.
And with a click.
With a click.
Wait,
okay, hold on.
Sahara.
Hold on.
What do you think, Mumbo?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not Mumbo. No, that's not Mumbo. There we go. What do you think, Mumbo?
Yeah, what's your opinion about this?
I think it's really good.
It's great. Sahara now.
Yeah, he likes
it.
it.
Yep, perfect. I love this new version of Mumbo. He's agreeing with everything we do. Now, I'll say that pitch for Sahara now went extremely well, and I can't wait to construct a new warehouse or a separate warehouse. It's going to be a lot smaller and probably not as technically intuitive, but it's going to allow us to provide the customers with even better service, which is going to be challenging and fun. I'm really excited about that project. Now, I realize we are running very low on time for this video, but I did really want to get this thing finished, at least as far as the tunnel goes, and then we got some work on the outside that we still got to do. So I've started to apply colors. I think I want to do this in these colors. So we have the yellow section, we're gonna have the blue section, and the green section. Good news! I have spent hours and hours on the tunnels inside, and it is now completely done tunnel-wise. So if we put a diamond here and we cross our fingers, it failed. But that's the point of the game. This is how we're gonna make diamonds. Do it again, and it failed. Okay, I promise it's a 50% chance. Let's do a third one. And yeah, okay, this time it opens. We paid 3 diamonds. We get into this area here, and this is where, is where I'm gonna put a book that explains the first challenge, and then we run across. We made it, very nice. And the second area, we're gonna have another book here, and this is where you can exit the game. And I'm gonna put like an iron door or something here, but this leads all the way back out in case you want to take your potential winnings at this point in time and then get out of the game. Then we have this area, which I've decided to make blue. Did I just... I think you can cheese this by walking on the edge of... I don't know. It felt like I... Oh, no. Okay. I actually made it by random chance. But anyway, then you get into this area, and again, you can choose to leave the game, take your winnings, read the book, and continue onwards to the ever-changing tunnel. And this looks... Yeah, I really like the look of this thing with all its scallium green. As we've all seen, this one can be quite tricky to complete, so instead of trying 100 times, I'm just gonna go to the end where there is nothing at the moment. So that is the tunnel part of the game completely done. And I'm really proud of all the little nifty mechanics that we've installed inside the tunnel. I think this game is gonna be great fun. Now, it also does require some kind of reward, and you may be asking yourself at this point in time, what have I got planned? And I think I've come up with a pretty genius plan for the reward system. So rather than just getting like a diamond or 10 diamonds for completing the whole thing, you're gonna get keys, and they're basically gonna be renamed iron ingots. But the further you go inside the course, the more potential keys you will get. And what does the key do? They open up loot boxes, different rarity loot boxes, which again are selected randomly. The only thing that's not random is that one key will open up one loot box. So basically, I'm picturing a system where you press a button, you're presented with a random loot box, and if you have a key, you can open it and get its contents. And I'm thinking mega contents. I'm thinking if you get the super rare one, the legendary one, you could possibly get 20 blocks of diamonds or something like that. And if you're really lucky and skilled, I mean, you've only paid 1 diamond to get that loot box. It of course requires a ton of luck, but if you get the lower tier ones, maybe you get like 4 stacks of glass or something like that, which is still good. It's still good. And then everything in between. In fact, I would love to see some suggestions down below in the comments for what you guys think that we should put in the different rarity loot boxes. But that's going to require us to build some sort of vault, some sort of loot box opening area right outside here. And there's still some bits and bobs that we have to do with the game, such as writing the books, etc. But we're out of time today. We are so out of time. In fact, I don't think I've had a video that's been this out of time for a very long time. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, do hit the like button, and if you are brand new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I will see you dudes in the next episode.